Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Michael Jackson, the king of pop. Michael Joseph Jackson, born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, USA, was one of the most influential and celebrated entertainers in history. Known as the King of Pop, he transformed the landscape of music, dance, and popular culture across the world. Early life in the Jackson 5. Michael was the eighth of 10 children in the Jackson family. His father, Joseph Jackson, recognized his children's musical talents early on and formed the Jackson 5 with Michael and his brothers, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, and Marlon. Michael, the youngest member, quickly became the group's standout star due to his extraordinary voice, charisma, and stage presence. The group achieved massive success in the late 1960s and early 1970s with Motown hits such as I Want You Back, ABC, I'll Be There, and Never Can Say Goodbye. Solo career and global stardom. In the early 1970s, Michael began his solo career while still performing with the Jackson 5. His 1979 album Off the Wall, produced by Quincy Jones, was a major success, blending pop, funk, and disco with hits like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You. However, it was his 1982 album Thriller that made him a global icon. Thriller became the best-selling album of all time, featuring legendary tracks such as Billie Jean, Beat It, and the title song, Thriller. The accompanying music videos revolutionized the medium, turning them into short films and showcasing Michael's innovative choreography, especially the moonwalk, which became his signature move. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Jackson continued to dominate the charts with albums like Bad, 1987, Dangerous, 1991, and History, 1995. Songs such as Smooth Criminal, Black or White, Man in the Mirror, and Remember the Time reflected his range, mixing pop perfection with social messages about unity, the environment, and personal growth. Humanitarian work. Beyond music, Michael was known for his philanthropy. He supported dozens of charities and humanitarian causes, including children's hospitals, HIV/AIDS research, and global relief efforts. His song We Are the World, co-written with Lionel Richie, raised millions for famine relief in Africa. Personal life and controversies. Despite his fame, Jackson's personal life was often surrounded by scrutiny and controversy. His changing appearance, eccentric lifestyle at Neverland Ranch, and legal troubles drew intense media attention. Though he faced allegations and public trials, he remained one of the most discussed and complex figures in entertainment. Death and legacy. Michael Jackson passed away on June 25, 2009. In Los Angeles, California, from cardiac arrest caused by acute propofol intoxication. His sudden death shocked the world and led to an outpouring of grief from millions of fans. Today, his legacy endures through his timeless music, groundbreaking artistry, and unmatched influence on generations of musicians, dancers, and performers. Michael Jackson musical remains not only an artistic pop, but also a symbol of creativity, passion, and innovation in modern music history. Musical innovation and artistic impact. Michael Jackson wasn't just a performer, he was an architect of modern pop culture. His ability to merge music, dance, fashion, and visual storytelling redefined what it meant to be an artist. 1. The music video revolution. Before Michael, music videos were simple promotional clips. With the release of Thriller, Billie Jean, and Beat It, he turned them into cinematic masterpieces. The 14-minute Thriller short film, directed by John Landis, remains one of the most iconic music videos ever made, blending horror, choreography, and narrative in a way that had never been done before. 2. The dance legacy. Michael popularized numerous dance moves, most famously the moonwalk, which he debuted live during his 1983 performance of Billie Jean on the TV special Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, Forever. His sharp isolations, robot-style movements, and energetic spins became trademarks, inspiring generations of dancers. 3. The fashion icon. Michael's image was instantly recognizable. The single white glove, sequined jackets, fedora hat, military-style outfits, and black loafers with white socks became global fashion symbols. Each look was carefully crafted to reinforce his identity as a performer who stood out from the crowd. Later career and reinvention in the late 1980s and early 1990s. Jackson continued breaking barriers. His 1987 album Bad produced 5 consecutive number 1 singles, a record at the time, including The Way You Make Me Feel, Dirty Diana, and Smooth Criminal. The Dangerous album, 1991, introduced a harder, more industrial pop sound, with hits like Black or White and Remember the Time. His live performances during this era, particularly the Dangerous World Tour, became large-scale spectacles fusing pyrotechnics, intricate dance, and emotional storytelling. In 1995, Jackson released History, Past, Present and Future, Book 1, a double album that combined his greatest hits with powerful new material, such as Scream, a duet with his sister Janet Jackson, You Are Not Alone, and They Don't Care About Us. The album was both a personal reflection and a response to the intense media scrutiny he faced. Cultural influence and humanitarianism. Michael Jackson's global influence extended beyond entertainment. He became a cultural ambassador, uniting people of different races, nationalities, and backgrounds through his universal themes of love and peace. His humanitarian spirit was evident in his work. He co-wrote and performed We Are the World in 1985, raising millions for famine relief. He donated earnings from his Dangerous tour to charity. He established the Heal the World Foundation, focused on helping children and addressing social issues. Michael was also recognized by the Guinness World Records for his charitable contributions, more than any other pop star in history. Legacy and continued influence even after his passing in 2009. Michael Jackson's music continues to shape modern artists. Performers like Beyoncé, Justin Timberlake, The Weeknd, Bruno Mars, and Chris Brown have cited him as a major influence. His impact on pop, R&B, and music production remains unmatched. His albums still sell millions, his songs dominate streaming platforms, and his dance moves are studied and imitated worldwide. His posthumous projects, such as the 2014 album Escape and the biopic Michael, in production, keep his legacy alive for new generations. The timeless king of pop Michael Jackson was more than an entertainer, he was a phenomenon. His artistry blended heart, innovation, and showmanship, bridging divides and transforming music into a universal language. Despite controversy and complexity, his creative genius and cultural footprint remain immortal. As he once said, "To live is to be musical, starting with the blood dancing in your veins. Everything living has a rhythm. Do you feel your music?" Chronology of Michael Jackson's career 1958 to 1968. The early years. Michael Joseph Jackson was born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, the eighth child of Joseph and Catherine Jackson. Raised in a working-class family, his early life was disciplined and focused on music. His father, Joe, managed his sons' careers with strict intensity. recognizing their potential to rise out of poverty. By the age of 5, Michael was already performing, showing an extraordinary gift for rhythm, timing, and emotion. 1969 to 1975. The Jackson 5 era. In 1969, the Jackson 5 signed with Motown Records, beginning their rise to fame. Their debut single, I Want You Back, shot to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Followed by other chart toppers like ABC, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There. Michael's youthful energy and charisma made him the undeniable frontman. During this time, he also began experimenting with solo work, releasing songs like Ben, a touching ballad from the 1972 film of the same name. 1976 to 1979, Breaking Away and Off the Wall, after leaving Motown. The Jacksons signed with Epic Records, giving them creative control. Michael, eager to develop his own sound, began collaborating with Quincy Jones. The result was his 1979 solo album Off the Wall, which marked a major transition into adulthood. It produced timeless hits such as Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You. The album sold over 20 million copies worldwide, earning him his first Grammy and establishing him as a solo superstar. 1982 to 1984, Thriller, and global domination. In 1982, Michael released Thriller, the album that changed music forever. With 7 of its 9 tracks becoming top 10 singles, Thriller remains the best-selling album in history, with over 70 million copies sold worldwide. Billie Jean defined his cool, enigmatic persona. Beat It brought rock and pop together with Eddie Van Halen's guitar solo. Thriller revolutionized the music video industry with its cinematic storytelling. During this era, Jackson's fame reached unimaginable heights. His performances were immense, magnetic, precise, and emotional. He won 8 Grammy Awards in one night in 1984 and became a global phenomenon. 1985 to 1989. We Are the World and Bad. Michael co-wrote We Are the World with Lionel Richie in 1985 to aid African famine relief. The charity single, performed by a supergroup of artists known as USA for Africa, became one of the best-selling singles of all time. In 1987, he released Bad, an album that proved Thriller was no fluke. It produced 5 consecutive US #1 singles, including Bad, The Way You Make Me Feel, Smooth Criminal, Dirty Diana, and Man in the Mirror. The accompanying Bad World Tour became one of the highest-grossing tours of the 1980s, drawing millions of fans. 1991 to 1997, Dangerous, History, and A New Era. The 1990s saw Jackson reinvent his sound again with the Dangerous album in 1991. Featuring cutting-edge production and powerful messages. Songs like Black or White, Remember the Time, and Heal the World reflected his interest in unity and global consciousness. His 1995 double album History, Past, Present and Future, Book 1 combined his greatest hits with new tracks that were introspective and defiant. Songs like Scream, a duet with Janet Jackson, You Are Not Alone, and They Don't Care About Us revealed both his artistry and his response to public pressures. 2001 to 2009. Later years and final works. In 2001, he released Invincible, featuring the singles You Rock My World and Butterflies. Although less commercially dominant, it showed his continued commitment to musical excellence. Jackson spent much of the 2000s away from the spotlight, focusing on his children, Prince, Paris, and Blanket, Bye Guy, and planning a comeback with the This Is It concert series in London. Tragically, he passed away on June 25, 2009, just weeks before the shows were set to begin. The documentary This Is It, released later that year, offered fans a glimpse of the brilliance and dedication that defined his artistry until the end. Awards and recognition. Michael Jackson's list of achievements is nearly unparalleled. 13 Grammy Awards, 26 American Music Awards, including Artist of the Century, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, inducted twice, Guinness World Records for the most successful entertainer of all time. Estimated sales exceeding 400 million records worldwide. Influence on music and culture. Jackson's fusion of pop, R&B, rock, and soul paved the way for future crossover artists. He broke racial barriers on MTV, helping to integrate the channel during a time of division in the music industry. His influence can be heard in the work of artists such as Usher, Beyoncé, The Weeknd, Bruno Mars, Justin Timberlake, and Chris Brown. He also transformed the concept of live performance. His concerts were not just shows, they were theatrical experiences filled with lights, choreography, and storytelling that inspired modern pop tours by stars like Lady Gaga and BTS. Immortality through art. More than a decade after his death, Michael Jackson remains an eternal figure in music history. His art transcends generations and continents. His message of love, unity, and hope continues to resonate through songs like Earth Song, Man in the Mirror, and Heal the World. Michael Jackson once said, "I'm a perfectionist. I'll work until I drop." And he did, leaving behind a legacy that will never fade, ensuring that his rhythm, voice, and vision will echo forever. Personal life and family. Despite his monumental fame, Michael Jackson's personal life was often filled with loneliness, scrutiny, and contradiction. Behind the dazzling performances and the record-breaking success was a man searching for normalcy, love, and peace. Family background. Michael remained close to his mother, Katherine Jackson, who nurtured his faith and gentle spirit.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.